Westside Gun did his thing, man. He did his thing. Mr. T meets Mr. Betrayal. Mr. T meets Mr. Betrayal. The kids call me old timer. Why? Cause I'm shining. Brighter than Richard Hart's Black Diamond. Enigma. And tell the children put the guns down and stop wilding. They on demon time. You hear the police sirens? Fatherless kids and mothers who are childless. Some adults are ill-stricken and they're dying. You're not a man if you can't look them in the iris. Hex IV positive with the virus. The post-chain strains smoke it in papyrus. And post-X will be more desirous. The cosmic diviner. The cosmic designer structured my environment. Had to atone for my sins for refinement. And teach the kids to avoid confinement. And not get back for the work they got on consignment. And not get back for the work they got on consignment. Learn about crypto, new information highway. Move smart with the transaction signing. Let's get right into it. What we doing? Hope you're doing well. What we doing? It's always crazy in these YouTube crypto streets. You know what I mean? Like seriously. All jokes aside, hope you're doing well for real. I try to keep myself involved in different things and at least stay abreast of what's going on in these markets, and at the same time in my off time, creating a balance. And sometimes something suffers, that's just my challenge. Something ends up suffering because you can't pay it the same amount of attention you're paying other things in other areas. And I've had suffered some L's. Not to say like, I'm looking for a pity party or anything like that. It's just this old saying definitely rings true. Sometimes you have to, the best opportunities to learn is when you suffer losses. Sometimes you have to suffer a loss to make room for a chance to grow. You have to suffer a loss to make room for a chance to gain. You understand? So I go through what I go through, and I try to channel the good that I could draw from my experiences, even though sometimes it's extremely difficult. And then when I look at crypto, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, the main outlets, right? And other ways or whatever to remain attuned to what's going on. It's like, folks, we're quick to lose sight of what's really important. You know what I mean? It's been over a year since we're waiting for Pulse Chain mainnet launch. And at this point, people are, not me, because I'm bullish, 100% bullish on all of it. And, people are, since these Ethereum forks occurred this last 2 weeks, people are all in their feelings. Like the code cares. Like these blockchains care about feelings. whether these chains that have been forked, Ethereum W, Ethereum Fair, turn out to be good or not. They don't care. It doesn't matter. These things happen regardless of whatever anybody felt or thought. Whatever their opinions were, it occurred. It was created. And that's how the gains are going to be. That's how the gains are going to come. The market doesn't care about our individual feelings. The market is going to bless us. And if you're not receptive, you're going to lose on that opportunity to receive the abundance that's coming for you. Or the market is going to, contract, become a bear like it is now. Doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't matter. The market doesn't care that you bought the top and you hold it all the way down to the bottom and you still can't find the bottom. The market doesn't care. When people find themselves like in their emotional bag, quickly allowing their feelings to make decisions for them. And historically, when people allow their feelings to make decisions for them, especially surrounding their quote-unquote money, how's that worked out for people? Are the best times to make decisions when you're emotional? Are the best times to make decisions with your money when during your highly emotional period? Like, what are we talking about? Right now, it's highly emotional for people because they allow it. They allow these moments to be emotional. Who cares about these forks to allow you to become so bitter? People used to rock where you don't rock with anymore because it's just weird. People moving like weirdos. Everybody's not going to have your best interests in mind. Everyone's not going to believe what you believe. This is part of life. So folks can't agree to disagree. Who cares? These things are here. Time will reveal what they are to everybody. But in the meantime, what's the point in going on stream acting like your streams matter? No one's streams matter. Did our streams matter when these people decided to fork these chains? To fork and create these chains, they didn't matter. Shows you how much power we really have in the grand scheme of things, right? Like, people don't care. People didn't care that Richard is creating the largest airdrop in the crypto space has ever seen, because now people got a taste of what that's going to be like with POW and ETF. They didn't care what Richard was doing. They just did what they did. Nobody cares. You understand? Like, why are you all in your feelings? And then if you had Hex on POS, Ethereum proof of stake or whatever you want to call Ethereum now, as far as Vitalik merge 2. Whatever you want to call it, proof of stake, whatever you had there got copied over. And people are still mad. People are still mad. Like, folks are, at best, if you do nothing and you're mad, like, what type of, like, that's how you live? Because that's deeper than what's on the surface. This is just a person's, this is who they are. This is a part of their makeup. They're part of their being. This is a part of their consciousness. Like, folks, like, you receive something for free and you're pissed off about it. Wow. Got more to sort out than just crypto. See, a lot of people are unhappy. See, this is what money highlights who people really are. It just does. If you're an embittered, jaded, mean-spirited, malcontent, disingenuous, fake, phony individual, and you come into a bag of money, that money is going to emphasize the worst out of you because this is who you are. And the obverse is true. If you're a great, positive, goodwill, right? Loving, caring person, supportive, productive, intelligent, helpful, you come into a bag of money, that's just going to highlight who you are because that's who you were before you got it. Money doesn't wipe away anything. It just highlights, emphasizes, pronounces. So you see what's going on in the space and who y'all like to be following and listening to, man. Like, this is weird. They just behave weird. And you could see, like, sometimes you could tell, right? Because the space is fragmented. Sometimes some people believe that their voice is all that matters. You could tell by the way they become affected when opposing views. When they start to hear other people oppose their views, then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Where's my clan? Where's my group of people? I thought what I said, what I was saying held weight. Well, maybe, yeah, for some, but not for all. Everyone doesn't listen to just one person and just, unless, when I talk about the founder in this position, because a lot of people who like Hex don't like how the founder, Richard Hart, has been handling Hex or handling just his marketing campaign. People are pissed off that he's been doing outrage marketing the way he's been doing it, and think that that's had a direct result with the price of Hex now. So not everybody who follows Richard is happy with the way things have been going, and especially people are not happy with the fact that Pulse Chain has been out. That's a fact. But why are you getting caught up in, proof of stake is the only one that's going to get copied by Pulse Chain? Yeah, okay, everybody knows that, right? Everybody who knows, who's been doing their research, who's been following Pulse Chain, this thing about the development, the sacrifice for the whole 15 months or so, knows that Ethereum, as it stands now, proof of stake is the chain that's going to be copied onto Pulse. We know this. The thing is, though, we got 2 other chains now that nobody envisioned. You're like, maybe you did, but you didn't believe it was going to happen. Now at least 2. Maybe at least proof of work was going to, we heard that 3 months ago, 4 months, whatever rumblings. The crypto space, meaning we, heard that, the miners were pissed and they were going to fork the chain. I didn't hear that a year ago. I heard that maybe this past summer. Well, now we got 2 of them things. 3 of them things. Shout out to Chef Trez. Like, this is what it is. Yeah, we understand. Oh, yeah, make sure your ladders and everything. Everything that was happening 2-3 weeks ago on Ethereum, like, proof of work chain. Like, first of all, there's just too much going on. People are getting confused. Everyone wants to be the chief and nobody wants to be an Indian. No one wants to really sit down and chill. Now, I'm not saying no one, but some people, many people. I see it on Twitter, these questions that people are asking. I'm like, what happened to everything you've learned up to this point? Did you not learn anything up to this point? These questions, these summations, these assumptions, these things that people are coming up with. I'm saying to myself, did you just find this? And then a lot of them purport to be years old in the crypto space. Years, not 2 years like these new guys that's streaming. Not 2 years and under. Them guys, they just, they're green. They're, they want to just do whatever. Not them. I'm talking about 5-6 year crypto participants that are talking like as if they didn't really learn anything from Hex. Have been in Hex since the beginning, but they're speaking like they didn't learn anything from Hex. Or they're contradicting themselves and sounding like people who created imaginary horribles for Hex. People who created imaginary horribles for that token, and they're creating imaginary horribles for these proof of work chains that, it's weird. That's why I don't listen to everybody. I don't. I don't. Because isn't Hex Hex? Regardless of whatever street, blockchain, street, curb, avenue, boulevard it lands on, isn't Hex what it is? And folks are just like, oh no, but before in the beginning, it was this replay attack. That got debunked. Then it's, oh yeah, because consensus 51, like these things, like it's just, not only are they, I don't even understand it, because they express no thankful, like, gratitude for just even having copies of whatever you got. Whatever you had on proof of stake got copied. You just in shock that it wasn't Pulse Chain that did it. That's pissed off that it wasn't Pulse Chain that did it. Pissed off that some guys who paid attention on some extra hard, like folks didn't do when Hex came out. People say they followed Richard for years, but they didn't do some of the things that these new guys did when these forks came out. These new guys jumped in on those forks early and scooped up a boatload of Hex and Hedron at a fraction of a cost, at a fraction of a fraction. And now they got a super bag. And many people are pissed off about that. Many of other people are pissed off. Why? All they did was took advantage of an opportunity, basically listening to what the creator of Hex has been talking about with respects to how these markets work and how cryptos work. So you see the weird, it's just weird energy left and right. Weird. Don't be part of that weird energy. Don't focus on what everybody else is doing. What's important is what you do and understanding what you're getting involved with. Because people speak and they have very little understanding of what they're talking about. You could tell, because if it doesn't resonate well with you, if you're left with having more questions listening to someone speak about a subject relative to crypto and these forks and Hex and Hedron and these other derivatives or whatever in the ecosystem, and you're left with having more questions than when you started listening to them, pay attention to that. That shows you something. Don't ignore that because you like their grill piece. Don't ignore them because you think they're cool. Because their coolness and their face won't help you generate generational wealth. Right? That's not going to help you make the decisions that work for you, the best decisions that work for you. Because everyone has their own plan that they have to create, a strategy they have to create for themselves. One plan does not fit all. It's just what it is. People got to just be for real. Calm. Like, really, don't be the person, your biggest impediment. Like, you blocking your own opportunity to gain the most by doing things that just don't make sense. The man is quiet. Folks are saying, why is Richard quiet right now? See, this is the thing too. What are you in crypto for? You waiting for some man to give you the green light to do something? I thought this was supposed to be in the spirit of decentralization. God forbid something happens to, wouldn't the technology keep proceeding and moving on? What do you think you're going to do? Because if it's all about, what do you believe in? What are we talking about? This is what shows you why people don't really know or understand what they got going on. Perhaps they believe in Richard more than they believe in Hex. Perhaps they believe in Richard more than they believe in Pulse Chain, Pulse X, whatever. Perhaps they just believe in Richard more than anything else, regardless of crypto. You have people who are like that. And it's a shame, because this technology here, if you're thinking this is supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread, right? This monetary system, this DeFi ecosystem that this man has created is supposed to offer so much opportunity to the world. But you're waiting for him to give you the okay to do X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, he's given years worth of education to help you understand how you can do things on your own without middleman D without somebody having to give you the okay. You're not confident in yourself. You're not confident in what you're learning. You still want to lean on middleman D. And if you have a strategy for that, because everything is not autonomous in the sense that we'd like it to be, then great. But you can't tell me that you're all about this and that, sovereignty, freedom, and this and that and that and this. You kick that freedom, independence, sovereignty, my private keys, not your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto, all this talk, don't suck middleman D, but you're waiting for this man to give you the okay to work, to use your own keys, to access your own stuff on another chain. You're waiting for, you know what I mean? It just doesn't resonate well. And I don't know if people see that. I don't think they even care. It just shows you who's who and what's what. And people don't understand what they own. God forbid something happens to him, the founder. What do you think is going to happen to the technology? Like, you think the staking will stop? You think the T-shares will stop going up and to the right? I don't understand, right? And if you have T-shares, you're printing Hedron. You think that's going to stop? You think the interest, I don't understand. Like, this is weird. It's weird. It's weird. I get it. You can't save everybody from getting scammed. So that narrative, move on, man. There's warnings. You're going to run into a building that's burning? No, but you're going to know that this dark looking building with the windows blown out might not be a safe place to go, and somebody still wants to go inside and go venture on. That's on them. You already told them, listen, don't mess with that building. They decide to go on their own, that's on them. It's not on you. But you can't save everybody. We can't save everybody out here. They say education is the best thing a person can have so that it provides them keys of opportunities to open doors for them. How many people out here really seek education? You can't save everybody. Seriously. You can't. Go waste your time trying. Go waste your time trying to save everybody. Meanwhile, you're going to sacrifice your time trying to save everybody. Meanwhile, there's another part of your life that you're neglecting that definitely needs your attention and care and support and focus and concentration. And that's having an opportunity to really do the wise thing in your life so that your future could be bright. But no, you want to put that on pause and go do something else that's really like, I mean, really, what really? Everyone's not going to, you know what I mean? People are going to be left behind. That's just how it is. Sad to say, but life is messy that way. Stick to the fundamentals and the basics of what makes sense here. That's all I'm saying. Read between the lines. Figure it out. Work hard. Things that we want, that we, that is worth having doesn't come for free. Right? You have to expend some type of energy. Something. And allow it to connect or be rational, make it make sense, and not allow like just this irrational craziness from an emotional standpoint just take over. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's all I got to say, people. That's all I got to say. Shout out to everybody who's just grinding and doing what they got to do in life, appreciating everything that they have. Because what you have, in many cases, not only can things be worse, but what you have is more than what some folks will ever have in their life. What you have right now is worth more and is more than what many people will have in their entire lifetime. Take care.